washitangana nyamwiza yabiri kwija shaha nishatu wanyeturo kandi kaptosha ntubantu kuletera umjeni nyowe the Barbara nyamwiza je mu carriage koni studio ya Twin Shots kandi kajira mugisha nyampawe gokutayesa omwe abajeni abo yisire nutshala Rachael arinitwe Mwine ubuno mumanyira abitunya mwinji ukutira mnonga ha YouTube ha umirimo ye gukora TV n'ibindi byinshi mnonga manyenda kukweta no kurarika ngo wazahangana nyone umwita ijikiri omjeni wito watogika umuvugo kubanze YouTube nakushemerwa nakweshendereza subscribing tutoshatwari kumjeni kogu ataka kufera mwendibwe na mzeha ekatanche ya Rachael izobe Finally.
I tell you, after a long time.
I mean, just accepting that you're here alone.
But I'm going to tell them how long you have been
Mr. Mwine is going to come for me.
I know.
And every time I'm looking for her, she's not available. This one you see here. But somehow today God was like, you must show her.
Yes, I must show her. I'm so happy to be here.
It's a pleasure having you. I am starstruck.
Go away. As I come back, I'm scared to speak with you. I'm going so please be kind in the comments. Yes, Tanjuma, Gogo Mishchi, Naihura, she's so proud. She doesn't know her language. I can speak a little. If there was a gun to my head, I had said I'm in Saskatchewan.
And that's it.
And that's it.
And you would have done
that.
So yeah. Omushtoke yategande Rachael. It was that runs ya kunyankore na norjuru wizoberi kugirango ebitwenda ngo atuganire tutavera. That should pass.
It should pass. It should pass.
Actually, Rachael, I see from your socials that you no longer use an
name to it. I don't. I only use it on financial documents.
On bank.
Where we need to get money.
I see. Hata Rachael amutunga kumanya. Mnonga hasa ambapo wasilindwa kuunguza na kumusha. Koka nienda owa kuhina hati. Amurigo so teka oli. Mani Rachael no.
Well, Banita Rachael, I went to Izina ya Mwine, Nilio Mwine. So I got it in 2013. Yes. I got married. Banita Rachael, and it's still my name. Hazerindi, Tibarokoka, Tibaroka Izina ya Rachael.
Okay. Wenu wazarwa kahiyo lipa na wakanga yomka washoka kazarwa wakanga to Pastor Clement Tibarokoka na Lydia Tibarokoka. Daddy Wanjakari Pastor. I retired now as a lead. For a while. Mami akakora binji, she's done so many businesses, support us, but she also spent a big chunk of our lives at home. Okay.
I do not really. So stay at home mom, work from home mom. Kashomera. Ndio omwana wa kabiri. Second born.
Nice. I don't know why it gives me the impression of you're close to the last.
Really?
Somehow.
But if you ask my siblings, I do behave like a last born.
It appears. Like even recently when you were, I think, made your born for Sarah. Plus, before I go any further, what is glamour in itself? How in the world? Ibu.
Wait, tukabonera
mukachireni tukabonera. You redefined glamour and the green was greening.
It was greening.
I was like,
Sarah, pick your flowers.
Yes. You outdid yourself. So, like from seeing.
By the way, I really enjoy something like this. I was asking you where you work and where the sleeping arrangement and
Yeah. Nibyo kunabranga baraza nakataho. Humanitarian workers don't come for me. It is Mwine.
These are my sentiments. These are my opinions. Okay, so life is so some people might think,
but you're this.
They have, but I am not one. Second born, two sisters and many other sisters and brothers.
When was that? Was the Rambla? You come to Lanka?
Lived in several places. To come to a place called Ndeba.
Oh, Masakaro.
I remember when I was very young. Then tukaza Chebando at some point. Then my parents back up some land and some Chireka. So that's when we moved to
Okay, Ishume. What else?
in Kashomeda, there's a primary school called Joy's Primary School.
Nanka Namo.
Okay, now
You know, today, there will be a particular name of a school, and it's everywhere.
it's everywhere. That's true. That's true. Konka, this particular school was started by the church that I used to go to.
Okay.
The Jeta Deliverance Church.
Oh, you go to the Deliverance Church,
I
right?
used to before I go to Barrett.
Okay. Your sister goes there, right?
Yes,
That's where she got married
that's
from.
where she-
I think I saw that.
So it was started by the Deliverance Church. So I went there. There's one of the pioneers. That was primary school. Then it was a high school.
Wait, Okashomera Joy, you go Okashomera Nursery.
In Kashoma Nursery, that's it. In Kashomera, there's a nursery called, it was called Kampala City Nursery. City Nursery School. I don't even know if it still exists.
And then you come on there.
Nakasero.
Oh, you can do that. Oh, on there, we don't have And you know what that says about you?
We are rich.
Planned kids. Yeah,
Far from it.
No, that's how for us we know.
I know, but my church,
town.
I know, church community was very strong at that time, and Bakatanika, the school, I think they also had a hand in the nursery school, so it was really about pulling resources.
That's really nice. So Mwazana Kasero, what time? Kuzaishome. Ninga bakamba kudroping.
But even that was a resource from the church.
Okay.
Because there were many of the church children who were coming to the school. They got somebody to pick up
To show fun. Okay. So Washomera, Rachel, what kind of girl was this Rachel? Rachel woman, no wish talking that minute. When you want to have Wariana, banning a lot of label kwa YouTube now. Well done. Like super well done. Well done. That show of viewers. Okay, those shows of viewers. A friend of mine recently came to my DM and they were asking for Dr. Eva's number.
You know Dr. Eva?
Why not? She's always with Rachel. I'm like, So yeah, those shows of viewers.
Thank you.
You're doing
well as well. Yes.
Thank you so much. So yeah, abantu bakureba nibatekateka ngukuru gamba uri kanyuwe for example.
No.
Nanani.
Very different.
Wambuga natali ya kamera. Tarugamba chakamu.
Silence.
When cut
I want to hide when I see people because I know we are going to talk.
Yeah.
Okugamba for me is work. No, radio as a news anchor, then I went to TV. I know I'm television. We are coming there. But I wanted to say
it's a 9 to 5.
It's a 9 to 5. So when you find me in my time, you end up just being there. And that's how I was.
When the nation of
course I was naughty children at that age.
No, you should have gukora umuntu ukwishomera bakakutera bwa kiboko.
Not I ishomero, maybe at home. At home, with my older sister. I think also because Kat the last born for a while before Sarah came.
Oh, okay.
For maybe
your older sister is
Grace.
Yes, Grace. Yes. I was looking for the name. The one in the US, right?
In the US.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Abanyangore nibatira kubeta abana b'imburatani. Utira kuba mwine before. And usually it comes from Owans.
I used to disturb her, and then of course she would go to mommy and report. Mommy would be like, "Why do you leave her? Leave Rachel." Because I think I was younger. Yeah. So there was it.
Not to get to our own. I
was always small. Always tiny. But I don't think I was that confident to go for that. Or it is the middle child syndrome. So you would say I'm sort of a middle child because after me, Sarah, Sam, and Grace at that I really didn't have interest in better, like the prefect, just go to school, do your better. I mean, Mama, go back home and
and before you know it, it's 7 years. High school. Wamaremi akenga
stayed 4 years.
Constant. But you are young and go to plan the kid. Gayaza, my sister.
Traditional school, yeah. Is that plan kid?
Oh, because we are talking about Gayaza, we are not talking about any other school. Wazanyota, Washangota.
I went on merit for sure. As I know, my sister was also there. She had been there earlier.
Was in a soft landing.
Yeah, soft landing. My sister is there. She took care of where we were there. It was a good experience, but show me some. I'm not doing management.
I was coming to that. You look like the one who keeps their home well kept.
If my husband was here,
Mr.
He will tell you the things that keep me up at night. Are the curtains organized? Is the kitchen clean?
No.
But I think her whole, even like innately, I feel like I'm a homemaker. I enjoy things in So maybe what guys and he was just to reinforce.
And the other question I wanted to ask, Okota Kazaga boarding school?
Never.
It was your first time.
I was sad, Barbara. Kara, I was so sad. And by the way, even going forward, every beginning of term, I just felt this heaviness about going to school. I'm going to be away from home, from my mommy and my dad.
Nobody will come back. I imagine Michael will not see boarding for a while.
Again, if Ben was here.
Really?
A conversation with the rabbi.
Like you are serious?
He has to go to boarding school. I'm like, wait. What do you know? But I know he's a boy. He needs
when Murahachi?
He turned 10 in March, so another 2 years
Wait. Okay. So you go to Gayaza. First of all, Gayaza, camera was a Gambo Zoom.
We actually were told Uganda is one that is.
And how are you doing?
I did very well in Uganda. I did very well. I think because one car, like when they sent you to the market, one car had to engage in Uganda. And then house helps who came and mostly spoke Uganda. So somehow I could speak it. Now when they taught us the verbs and the consonants in Uganda, it was easy to kind of transition to them.
I see. So was that as a Miyakena?
In Kenya, I left in 2001. I need to go back.
Wait, still you're not a leader, you were just showing up.
I am not a leader. I think the most I did was library. What did you call it?
Library prefect.
Attendant prefect.
Or custodian or
a
whatever.
representative of my class.
I was okay, Gracie. I
was just doing my thing, going to class, come back to the dormitory. I had a very big puff of hair. She's
one of the people who have a lot of hair that is really beautiful. What was that? In Yakenaya, what 50? There's a 50.
50 was the highlight of school. Parents will come, you see for mommy, she tells you what is happening at home, then you come, hey, banana. They bring for you some food.
Rachel, for you, in Gaza, you don't have any grab. How about you walk on the grab and grab weed?
What was that?
Oh, I can't do it. Never fish. And for you, the guys who had
biscuits, cornflakes, cereal.
what is those?
Some
Weetabix.
some powdered milk. Those days to come to like quenchers and that was the grab. And nature would be like that is that would bring bananas.
And if your name is Asia, number was
so Kazalo video was always a highlight. Okay. To see. Then like when your friends' parents would come, it would be nice to meet them. Because now this is your friend, this is my mom, this is my dad. It was nice. It was nice. And then remember high school. One of you know forming, right? Some of your insecurities are coming now. You see your friends, of course, you have to work hard. Sometimes you're failing, other times you're not.
life is life.
Life is life. That's it. Life is life.
Yeah. So long story short, we are done with Gaza.
It was a college that I opened at that time. It's called the Garden College. It's still there.
I've heard of it. I think Bombor.
Yes.
Mixed school now.
Mixed school
now.
Oh my goodness, another highlight of Gaza High School. Every time we had an opportunity to meet the boys, social, or maybe we had weekends where I would have entertainment. So sometimes we would bring couples over Hey, banage boys can't do we say do the lot.
So we are
happy, we are excited, we are giggling. Yay, banage.
Those things I hear of Nabamits and all that.
If they were there, I don't think I had.
You must hear
My own world. My own world. I think a lot of us growing up was mixed in Christian home. So I grew up hearing things like boys are bad, from boys.
not only hearing, but believing.
But believing, yes.
Of Oshamkaya Kwatawafu.
I'm pregnant now. So boys are bad. And then the only time I would interact with boys during that time is at church, in a church setting. Church is safe, you're there for choir practice. So
Your parents are waiting
for you, or they are giving you specific instructions, come back with this person. Okay, so my interaction with boys was very limited.
Then your brother, was he like protective of you? Way young. You know, for me who grew up with boys and almost the only girl until later, my brothers were so protective of me. So my mother would, especially the one who comes after me, when I will work my mother would be like, man, even if tired, I don't know how, whatever conversation they had the guy was really,
he was with you.
Yes. In a good way though.
That's good.
Yeah, in a very good way. So my mom would be like, I will have a status report. Why is that then? I just around. Yeah. Of people writing bullshit and they give you.
You would know.
Yeah, so for you Sam
is young. Sam was young.
Maybe Sam and Sarah
remember
have their own.
They had their own relationship. Remember after me, Sarah and then Sam.
Yeah.
So now Sam, we are now beginning to have proper adult conversations. Because now the playing field has been leveled.
Like new,
but growing up, still also figuring himself out.
I would love to hear his story.
Yeah.
Being pampered by three
girls.
Yes. And being the last born as well. Can't get me while Gaga was a wash Tamana
it was a very enlightening experience. I had my first boyfriend. I don't even remember. But also, what is the relationship in high school? No holding a hand, see, you are writing each other cheeks. What is that?
Middle class.
In the middle of class, he says good morning. When you write back,
and you glow,
and you glow. Then in cables, but now it's relationship isn't taking.
Ask yourself that.
Absolutely.
At that age.
Yes.
I've always been smart, my sister.
I did. And then it also, what made it was is we didn't share the same thing.
That's so easy for you to
So
get
I'm
out.
like, the pastor wanted me.
Umoshaka bati.
Aibare!
Watch for it. Aibare. So Paris over Narumwe. What one was that before comes?
I was seeing the future and I'm like, it is not happening.
Can now we cook our in the future. Ninga maybe a vein.
Yeah, of course. Maybe it was, I think, for him it was enjoying it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, class, okay. Class nereva my boyfriend wa Rachael
and my boyfriend was Rachael. So he was my first boyfriend. I had another thing, a guy.
At the school?
Yes, very school. I don't remember if it was after. My memory is very faint when it comes to that. But yes, it was my first interaction with boys. And now remember we are in the same compound for 3 months.
I know.
Before you go on holidays.
Yes.
And a little freedom. Not too much. I mean, you meet at prep time, you meet
Lunchtime is the
lunchtime
more.
when there's like activities over the weekend, have fellowships, entertainment. So it was.
I'm curious about the crush, the second one.
Oh my gosh! Oh my
I
god!
can't understand money were in the which combination were you doing? Were they in the same maybe class with you?
He actually joined. He probably joined like at the tail end of S5.
Hey, after all, we were busy prior. Doesn't matter when he joined.
Doesn't matter when
Because
he joined.
earlier you were quite.
I was busy. Yes, I was busy. Yes, he joined much later.
Yeah.
I was doing history, economics, geography,
And was he doing so?
There was a point where we were.
But also I think I'm part of meeting, that's from the HSC.
Oh,
Yes, I did. So in Mwaba, HSC come in those classes like general paper. Where everyone.
Yes.
I imagine everyone looked forward to that class.
Or economics, where most learners had economics.
Yeah. So I imagine those classes, everyone
Those
looks
classes
forward
were
to
fun.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where we laughed at people who were dozing. You know, they were very interesting classes.
Yeah.
Everybody was there. Some funny people and naughty ones were all writing.
When umuzaleta ngomureba ukunda akashushe karundishi because usually the definition of a crush in my eyes over there stupid silly things is
Very
there.
silly.
Yeah.
I think he had lived in the UK.
I
So he had a bit of an accent.
Yeah. Uptown boy.
Yeah, he was. He just seemed grounded.
I see.
Yeah.
Did you die with your crush? Of course you did.
No. There was a conversation, but like, nothing came out of it.
I'm curious, who initiated it? That would not be
Bruh.
you. I want to say there is a version of you that I don't know.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I used to be bold back then. I think the older you grow,
Yeah. For some people.
I used to be bold. I
I
did. I liked him, and I think I told him. Honestly, I don't want to butcher the details because I don't remember.
Yeah.
And he'll probably watch this episode.
Oh, okay.
That's not how it happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Migate, 2 years.
2 years.
You're done. Back. That long year.
Vacation. A camp opportunity to do a lot of ministry and church because I think that was still holiday times. In church, we went for youth camps, we went for, I joined the choir at that time, so I was ministering in church and then also serving with the young kids, the youth. I was still young at that time.
Youth ministry and children's
Ministry,
church and all that.
okay. Yeah.
And before you know it, you must have gone.
Finished. It's time now to go to university, because university.
Was that your preference?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Actually, yes, it was. And UCU had just started
In a way.
to do more professional courses because at the time I think they were only doing the theology school.
Oh, yes.
That the
Bishop
time
Taka College.
Bishop Taka College. Yes, they opened up. So my preference to do mass communication, it was given to me at UC. I didn't get it at my career.
Oh, but you always wanted.
I always wanted mass communication.
Hasa yishitse Rachael twaragana we kuriya ulikwenda ngo abadumukira ke yewe kaye hati mwakwenda
wakwenda mass communication konka. I'll tell you this, growing up I used to have my parents tell this story all the time. Kangamba na like the plants outside. But like I'm a teacher, I'm telling them why naturally sit down. I've told you not to talk. So, and then I remember growing up, we used to watch the news at the time, Valley Francis.
Yes.
There was a lady called Ali Munira. She used to present a program called Wild Panorama, but we've seen now how old I am. But it's okay. So, Karen Teresa, my parents, behind that TV. They used to laugh at me. So I think from that point, my parents were like, I think so is going to be a journalist. But obviously only when it is necessary. So naturally after high school, my parents were like, so Rachel, yes, you're going to be mass communication. Rachael
was that school?
No.
Was almost
that they had holes.
Oh yes. Okay.
Holes inside. Yeah, so I joined university. So another interesting experience. I still remain chill because of my background.
Yeah. Also, as a
Nathan Kapura, making some mistakes.
Yeah.
My first heartbreak, I think, was.
That was so early.
It was early.
Now you died long time ago.
Actually, my first heartbreak was in Essex vacation.
Bambi at church.
Yes. It was a guy who messed me up.
And you had already emotionally gotten.
Oh yes. And I wasn't even fully formed. Like I didn't understand who I was. You know what it means to be in a relationship.
In the language of today's young people, you should have given you a uniform. I
paid school fees.
Properly. And the uniform where they even stitched your belt.
I needed it. So my first heartbreak, Essex vacation. So I joined the university, very confused. Then I met another guy.
Also broke your heart. Baby, your heart.
I said, this relationship, let me first leave them.
You did. Meanwhile, in all this, you have a confidant at home? Your sister, your mom?
My
anyone?
mom.
I
used to tell her. Because she'd be interested. She'd be like, oh, I've seen you hanging out with so and so. She'd be like, yeah, he likes me. He hasn't said anything. Because growing up, they used to tell us, if a boy has not said anything to you, you are not in a relationship.
Yeah. Don't have it in your
Don't have it in your head. So, I used to tell my mom,
you go back home.
Oh, sad. I would cry tears and she would nurse me. She's like, it's okay, you're going to meet someone.
Yeah, better and good. That's not them.
So, yeah, we don't even have to get to them. They're also figuring themselves out. So.
That's a good one. I wish everyone got it or today. Yeah, it's very important. That second sentence.
Yes.
You don't have to hate them.
No.
Life is life in affairs.
Affairs also. They are figuring themselves out.
Not at all.
It's a bad time.
So you wake up and you're like,
no,
we are packing this. Catch your mental focus.
But I think also my healing dragged out. Remember we were at university 3 years?
4, not 3.
3 mass communication. And the second heartbreak was still a while. I was like, you know what? To believe these hard things. And then I finished university.
Being mass communication, there are internships, of course. Where did you first intern? How did you get there?
So it's a good friend of mine called Apostle Gerald Masinde. He gave me my first job. So I didn't intern during. Oh wait, I did. But no, that was probably my Essex vacation. I did some internship at World Vision.
Oh, did you? Well, related.
Operations department.
Form 6 vacation.
Form 6 vacation.
Wow.
And my dad helped me get that opportunity. So I interned there, and then when I joined university, I was
just open door.
Yes, I had an open know. But also I just focused on school.
Yeah.
I focused on school, and then it's when at the tail end, so end of 2007 there, when I was leaving, that also who was programs director at Spirit FM, he was aspiring as a spirit, as a news anchor. I was there about 6 months, 6 to 8 months. Remember Spirit, aka UC.
Oh,
Fair to Rachael. Fair enough. So distance was not true.
When was your first bulletin?
Bulletin name was Kedi Shahid. Actually formed by 6:30. Kajam.
I tell you, we are talking about Ginger Road.
Ginger Road, and also news. News, or you had to be there early.
Yes, just
to say things like Hati, Nideho, 10 minutes, I'll be there.
But that helped you as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. Was okay when my name is Mukaga.
Then Naza Power FM.
Yes, I think I know a story from Power.
From Power. Kaza Power, I told you I was bold back then.
Yeah.
Someone told me, where are you going to Power? Micah, then we used to put on CDs.
Mom, you cut them all.
I had recorded.
Yes.
Zaira.
Power FM.
What did I talk to?
Station manager.
Station manager, I can't Mr. Mwine by now.
You're in your
It was Mr. Mwine. But he wasn't the one I met. The one I met was the MD, who was Mr. Muyenje, Hanito Muyenje.
Okay.
Yeah, so I spoke to him. I said,
When are you married?
Application yanje na karibu kanje. So yeah, station manager. Mr. Mwine. So a girl said, oh, okay. He listened to my demo, but he will get back to me. So then eventually he called me.
Who is they?
At that time, who called me? Yeah, I think it must have been
MD or station manager?
one of that. But remember,
oh, my guess is as good as.
No. Power FM and what was I think it was Mr. Myenji.
Okay.
I went back, they asked me a few questions on the brief interview.
Watandika kukona. Oreba omushaija akoreba nko akureba nenga by then.
The boss, I am here over here doing my work, and that is all there.
And the Rachael we know is show up, do the job.
Do that job. Yes.
So cool, Rachael. Ichinde chigamu. Konka waba yareba. Areba kishtakara. Kinga na chibitu.
Tiny like this. Very small. Mkoda, of course, we start. It was a working relationship, really. Then he was my boss, although I had a news manager.
Yeah, he was super above me.
But also Power FM was really small. So radio stations, there's not too many employees.
Also the scheduling of I come
at this time. Yes. So sometimes I'll work like in the morning shift, other times I'll work afternoon. So there will be times where sometimes I don't even see him.
Yeah. But you have already exchanged contacts. I am waiting for that first time of, hey, it is so and so.
It is so and so. So this was 2008, I think, when we first started talking now away from work.
So that was like 2008.
So yeah, 2008. Ben and I started a friendship, really. There wasn't much to it in 2008 because we saw each other at work.
He had your number, you had his, you knew you as a boss.
Exactly. And I think before there was reservation that, he's my boss.
In time, so like, what was it? No, bicenga tukwenda kugira relationship na boss.
Of course, I understand that there's a certain way things are supposed to be at the workplace. But again, like I told you, Power FM was really small, and then we are in this church environment. Church. Everybody knows everyone. You are my sister, you are my brother. We are all friends.
Yes. One family of
One
God.
family of God. So a caring work, but there was also a sense of community. A sense of community, a fellowship. So Ben and I didn't start dating officially until 2011.
Bito kokota ugambira mami okoka mumo. Ari amusheje.
There's somebody.
Oh, somebody.
Because in between there was not much happening.
Yeah.
There were intentions that were expressed, but there was not much happening. So yes, I would tell my mom that there's somebody, but she has not made a commitment.
Yeah.
There's nothing to talk about.
Yes.
Until 2011, when he made his intentions. So much had happened in those years. Again, that's why I keep saying Abishaba Abadiyom their 20s.
Abato.
You know, there's so much that you're learning even about yourself.
Yeah.
Your identity is being formed. About life, about relationships. Your general outlook on life. You know, even your platonic relationships now those so there's life is life.
Real life. And today somehow was. Yes. That's the word. That's the word.
So yeah, I was being formed.
You were there.
I was just there. If it happens, it happens. And then in 2011, I think it was 2011 into 2012.
Yeah.
When now we got serious about
At Kongoma Nere.
this is it.
You get a miracle man proposing.
We are either doing this or we are doing it. So
Where
are we?
Kajango Miss
It was not very different.
From Torobeno.
You be where it is. I will get back to you.
Oh my God.
So yeah, and then 2013 we got married.
I still see the picture
Of
your wedding, and of course it was all over.
Yes.
But there's a particular picture of you guys entering the taxi.
Yes. Oh, that picture did the rounds.
It really took times and rounds. Okay. Manya washwere. Well, film but
I
then
left.
you were already at MTV.
Yes, I was already at NTV because I joined NTV in 2011 of October, and then Power. I left. Power.
Oh, you were doing both.
I was doing both.
Yes.
Initially, I left Power after I got married. Somewhere in 2013.
Okay. I will now put story at MTV. Let's just go there a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, no, MTV. No, Itwe.
I can't believe I NTV. I'm like, Konka, HTV, the one I used to see when I was growing up. Yes. How do they do it?
Yes.
I can speak English.
Yes.
I don't look too bad.
No, you don't, without a doubt. What's
Kanjeze? I go to NTV.
You were Wenka.
Me as me, I didn't know anyone there.
Nakuru.
Zayo, car reception, Babuza, Nenda Gambana, busy manager. Would you have an appointment? Say,
we are talking about who was it then? John? What was it? Johnson Omano something?
No, Johnson was there, but he wasn't a news manager.
Who was it
at that time? It was a Kenyan.
Okay.
Just called Betty.
Okay. He was an Orion or something.
Zayo,
I
need to say I don't have an appointment.
Bas.
I said,
oh, can I fix it now?
fix it now.
Yes.
I said, they said come back. I said, no more.
I'll be here.
I'll be here with my demo.
Why I take another CD?
I go, Ambuza Buzo, when you want to work ever since I was a child.
I've always wanted to
enter this TV. I must have told her that story.
Yeah.
And I'm okay, I need you to look up to watch a lot of international. And generally, I like this space. I want to see what could come out of me.
Yes.
But
leave your stuff.
leave your things here. And then we are going to schedule a screen test. Maybe a TV they do. So they put a screen test. Screen test back her script. What's the whole show? They see what you look like, how you behave, what your body language is, intonation, how do we explain? Well, see, we make a good team.
I'm going to have you in talk show and you're the panelist number one.
So, I will produce but not be a panelist. So, Zayo on a screen test, they were very happy. Bam, we've done well, but like we said, we are full, the anchors. But you wait, just in case we have an opening, we'll call you.
So fair enough.
Yes, at least they have given me a chance.
Yeah. Also, you have also had.
You good. Hey, that is good. It's good enough. So after a couple of months, maybe 3 or 4,
back there, Madam Obobet.
No, it was now the person who conducted the screen test.
Okay.
He was I don't know what he used to call him. He was a producer. There are some anchors who are would you? We are going to meet to
Yeah.
I said yes, I'm available.
What's it?
Agenda.
What's it?
Nazayo, I did. They didn't really ask me much. I would go have a card in my screen.
Yes, already. Yeah.
So when the anchors left at that time, Rosemary, rest in
Bless
peace,
her.
and Roshana as well was leaving.
Oh, it was then.
Yes.
When you mentioned, okay, Roshana left and came back.
Roshana left and came back.
Yes, the first leaving.
The first leaving, yes. But Rosemary left to go to the UK.
Yeah.
To study. So they said they needed to. So that's how I joined.
Day one on set at NTV.
Day one on set. Oh my goodness. Frightened, scared, but let me tell you, we had rehearsed.
I can imagine.
We had they had brought in a Kenyan news producer. We practiced Barbara.
Natural.
We practiced, read through the script, read, and until I felt like, okay, I am ready. I can recite the script in my mind.
Like memorizes all through.
So first day, of course, as you know,
They were
nervous. I was doing it with Gabriel and Fenu. Yeah, we made such a good team.
Yes, you did. We complimented
each other very well. Social media came starting.
Of course, the era. Facebook is what you should talk about.
Comments, opinions.
Can't spin it.
Well, these anchors they have brought for us.
They intimidate you, they do all sorts of things. Yeah. Meanwhile, at home, you have a lot of the whole country at home.
They were so proud.
Nice.
So proud. My dad, my parents, they must have been really proud because I've talked about this thing since I was a little girl.
And they saw it come to
life.
Okay. Was that in TV? What was it? Hakuwa shwelwa women power FMH.
Your company stayed up and stayed up because I consumed in 2014. So now juggling what power and work and MTV. So I said, you know what? Let me pause on one. MTV became more flexible at that time. I would run cancer actually. So during that day, I have the opportunity to be especially at home. I was anchor, and then once in a while I did some news stories, some feature stories.
There was also a show, the segment you hosted. What was the name of that segment?
Was it in the news?
Yeah,
So yeah, everything we have short every segment.
Okay.
I really enjoyed my job.
You did. Yeah. You made it seem effortless.
Really?
You did. You still do on your interviews like chap. Life is easy. So what about me when never the car?
Yeah, so that's now 2018. Because the came years, not years. Yeah, Kamsha. Quite some time, 7 years. I got to a point and I was like, there has to be
Routine.
routine. To understand purpose, I was like, there must be more beyond just a traditional.
And your son was how old then?
My best friend. It was born 2018. So it was still 2018. Yes, and I really wanted more time with family.
Yeah.
So it was time to pivot. It was time to change.
Conquer it.
Transition.
Changes. We conquer change. We know no bookshop. Kurugoko kumazo kwa ukipima. Wanadro muzungu.
It was not one morning. Ngachiteka home for a very long time. Ngachigamba home with them. I spoke about it with friends. I had meetings with myself. Just figuring out, okay, if I'm leaving, what am I going to do? You don't have work, you don't have finances. So I said no. Let me figure out what I want to do, and that's when
So Bump Love came before you took the decision?
Bump Love was started before I left.
Okay.
We started shooting some episodes before I left. So
Okay.
I had an idea. By the time I started, I had an idea of what was going to keep me busy.
Okay.
And hopefully bringing some resources.
Atuwa wasiwa emptiness. Bashara cake to akuliriba.
Yes.
Who agenda Monday to, I imagine you filmed like once a week.
We
for
filmed
Bump Love?
like once a week.
Probably Sundays.
Sundays and Saturdays. But then I put a job.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
I worked in the tech space.
Oh, yes, I know about Andela. Who did I hear recently speak about Andela Flavia?
Yes. So it's a tech company, and interestingly, I was in the human resource space.
Wow, what a people
to onboarding engineers, software engineers. We took them through like a short course, like a 1-week course, just to integrate them into the organization, but also prepare them for the work ahead. Here is our soft skills, communication, working in a team. What does that mean? Being creative and innovative. What does leadership mean at your level? So to kind of facilitate in those sessions. 2 years.
Good for you.
I know.
You actually didn't
I didn't
stable
No.
like I had
No,
initially thought.
no.
2 years of you leave home, come to work at 9 and leave at 5.
Exactly.
Where was the workstation?
Bukoto Street in the Kamocha. That's Kamocha.
And it was the other side where you told me you come from. Easily, I mean, traffic flow.
And it was a very flexible environment. That was the first time that I had heard about working at home. If you're working at home, most people had them
On
after
COVID.
COVID. For us, we had already been. Flexibility came in. It was very, very good.
I see. So 2 years later,
2 years
what
later.
did you want to say?
Something happened.
Okay. Work dynamics
Because of
and all that.
COVID, they had to lay off a number of people. So unfortunately, I was one of the people.
Okay. But also COVID has happened.
COVID had happened. Everybody is now at home. It gave me more time to think, to reflect. Now Bump Love has taken off. We are there recording. We are doing Zoom recordings.
I was a religious.
Really?
Like, religious is an understatement.
Ardent follower.
And bless whoever came up with that initial
Many
cast.
others, yes.
Because see the dynamics and the diversity of character and bringing on walks of life. I see a Nabacho and see an Army way, and then I see a Angie, and then I see Rosette, and then I see Manuel.
It was, I mean, you guys enjoyed the show, but we also enjoyed creating it.
It was evident.
Differences.
Yes.
Because of our diversity.
Yes. I really loved how Pumla complimented you.
Yes.
And I mean, you are two
Very different.
But see how you blended.
Very, very different.
Yes.
And to this day, we are still good friends. Yeah.
She is an amazing character.
She is.
Amazing.
She is.
Okay. Kodio, Bakujam to say, Bangla.
I got in touch with Manuela, we started talking about it.
You always were friends? Or
With Manuela? Yeah, we knew each other from, again, church
circles,
yeah. She was working in the children's church department before she transitioned to the corporate space. And then, so we used to meet each other from time to time. So I knew her. She wasn't really a stranger. And so Band Love began. Even that space there was so much growth happening.
Yeah. Was it also the thing we spoke about of
Absolutely.
it was really a Bambla Shemerwa, Konka Werecha, now we she's helping to
declutter herself and just learn herself, make sense of the things that are happening in her life. On a platform like that, receiving feedback from people, but also as the cast, the girls, we talked a lot offline. So there was a lot of learning and growing from each other, which I really, really appreciated.
And needed, probably.
And needed.
Was timely.
Very, very timely. So just having that different perspective, the way Paula thinks, the way Angie thinks, the way Rosette thinks, very different perspectives, all contributed to opening up my eyes to think, okay, I don't have to think about it like this, I don't have to.
I think
it was a
Mwine. Akuitiriza wewe byenda gende kweli.
Mwine the manager.
Akakumaire
The manager is very supportive.
Yeah,
very supportive. And I really like that our work brings us together more than it divides us. We support each other.
Because you literally were in the same space.
Exactly. So both of us being in a media space is actually a plus.
True.
Yeah. So he advises, he encourages, he's cheering me on as I do for him.
Mwenu wakola backlog, wakola was it Adela?
Adela.
Ubire walikako bidija twajirugamu. Hata na backlog mama
twajinga 2020.
Turanyenda kubuza, not just kwebuza. You guys were right. Is it also the point you gave earlier about MTV? You got to a point and you were like, what's next for the entire cast?
I think, yes. But remember, there was 5 of us. Every one of us was walking. While we were together, everybody was kind of walking. Separate journeys.
Okay.
Angie has her
Pink coconut.
And, now she's into event planning and all of that. Kula has always been in the financial sector, banking. Rosette and her husband had a thriving business. Manuela has also really grown in her own right, doing her own thing.
With the cradle.
And just building her brand as well. And then there was me who had always had
a dream to create a space for Amachara, the white marriages, because my own marriage had also gone through a season of growth. There were things that I had learned in there, and I wanted to pass on to other women so that we don't have to go through that. So we
all of us individually, you two were like, you know what, it is time to part. Your way, and it was amicable, everybody, and it was amicable, but it also happened around us. A baby, I hear her. I feel for her. Allow her to. And we also thought to ourselves it's better to bring attention, right?
Yes.
Maybe by each other.
And we are talking about our gender.
Right.
But it came off like you guys were well representing this gender.
Because we were very diverse and we were all getting along.
The gender was gender.
It was gender.
Wow,
wow, my bro.
Hata wakubuza chechi bakubuza. Yona wabye na pagamba mwene gambe chechi. Kuka national.
Finally, of course, in but for some reason, like there was this very unique episode of yours with your husband talking about a season of your life, of your marriage life. Mrs. Mwine.
Hats off.
Yeah, but
hats off for God.
You know how people talk money and marriage, where women want their money to be their money. Grace is sufficient. Wakoraje mwana wanjo washitamani ikizoveri kwaba twinesha hemwe kana kagaragara Rachael gashemera emozi yane wasako yongerayo ponga kire tukatwifuza yatuganira bingi wahura kubaho kwe wahura amagaraje wahura gukora ibyo shere ibyo kuzara ibyo ndirimo yensi okira mnonga ibyo turi kumanya no kwari gukora no kwakugara bamwe nyewe niwe ekigendera cha program yetu no kuzira twegere abajeni Rachael yakwegesa nibyo biha niyo ntanda inaza kusigira kechibuzo abizobere inyetwa Barbara Nyamiza subscribinga shitamana Nyamiza YouTube kandi kutosho kumeno lewa kaya TV mukama para simu shaga ka Sunday ekuisha omjenyo ndijro kwenu